Yesterday I went to the hobby shop and bought just a straight up trainer airplane in a box, ready to fly, everything in it. It's this Stratocam. It actually has a little camera on top. These are some of those new airplanes and some small quads that they're coming out with that actually have stabilization built into them. If the nose drops, it will automatically raise the elevator to bring the nose back up, etc., etc., etc. So the whole kit's like $159 and includes batteries, transmitters, everything you need to go from opening the box to being in the air flying. Probably in about 1 hour is all it takes. So let me let you look at a little bit about what it looks like. Here it is. And there it is, a little 2-engine. There's a yellow meter stick underneath. It's a small. There's the batteries. The control box is now setting up right behind. You can see the camera on top of the canopy and a couple of the little batteries, one charging, one on the thing. So not much to them at all. Assembles, like say, in an hour, and this takes 720 by 480 high definition pictures while it flies. This is the controller that comes with it. I thought I'd show you the back so it's easy to explain first. There's the back, nothing to it. Here's the front. Really very little to say about the front. I didn't want to do this with these special boxes because the rudder's actually on the right stick on this instead on the left like it should be. If an aircraft had ailerons, they would be on that right stick with the rudder. It is on this. But that's neither here nor there. The two control sticks and an on and off switch, that is it. There are actually 8 little round trim buttons there for the 4 axes of the joysticks. Left one, as you move it up, you're going to increase the throttle, bring it down, decrease the throttle. That's all that does on this airplane. It's just 3 or 5 channel or so. Anyway, that's all it does on this. Actually, it's a 7, I think. Actually, that's all it does on this airplane. Moving that sticker left and right does not do anything. So that left and right trim on the bottom of that left stick, those 2 little buttons, those are useless. Who cares a whole lot about trimming throttle with the 2 little buttons to the right of that joystick? So basically you've got a joystick on the left. Push it up to increase the throttle. Pull it down to turn the throttle off. The right stick, left and right, controls rudder. Up and down controls elevator. That's it. So those trims do work, left and right. The ones on the bottom would trim you left and right with the rudder, and the 2 in the center would trim the elevator up and down. Basically set them 0 trim, and that's it. On switch in the middle and a on LED in the middle. Here's a little deeper function of this. I'm not going to talk about it. There's a way to use these controls and put it into dual rates. Also a way to change the camera from picture taking mode to video mode while you're flying. And there's another button on the craft that takes a picture when you pull it or turns the video on, and then if you pull it again it turns the video off. We'll see that in a second. Basically, with the stabilization system in this thing, if you get in trouble, if it's in a spin, a nosedive, just let go of that right stick and let it go to center where it's spring loaded right there. The airplane will automatically go to straight and level flight after that. Reorient yourself and start using the right stick to fly where you want to. Really, they do have them really automated now, even down in the $150 range. Top of the joystick, not much to control box, not much to say about that. On the left's a mode switch, 3 different modes. On the right is that switch where I said you could, if the camera on the front is in picture taking mode, every time you squeeze that red trigger right there, it's going to take a picture. If the camera on the top is in video mode, when you squeeze that trigger, it's going to beep twice to tell you that it's recording. Squeeze the trigger, it beeps 3 times to tell you it is stopping recording. That's all that goes on. The switch on the left, toggle switch, is for 3 modes of operation of this airplane. Mode 0, all the stabilization is in effect, and it will limit how far you can rock the plane right and left or pitch it forward, up and down to 20 degrees or so. You can throw that stick hard left and the airplane will go no further than like a 20-degree bank. That keeps noobs from making a lot of crazy changes. Position 1 on that mode switch is exactly the same. Stabilization is in effect, but now you can move the axis of the airplane to a greater degree. In other words, now you can go 40, 50 degrees or so right and left on the wings and pitch it up and down twice 40 degrees instead of just 20 like position 0. So now you have more control of the airplane. And again, if you get in trouble, just let go of that right stick and let it self-center. And then when that happens, the airplane will go right itself, even if it's upside down. It will right itself and start flying straight and level. So easy recovery function is what they call it. Anyway, the third position of that switch, position number 2. If you put it in that position, there is no stabilization. If you throw that stick to the right or left, those wings, you can just do spins. It'll keep going and going and going until you stop it. There is no computer control, no stabilization limiting the number of degrees that you can pitch it up and down or roll it right and left. It's just total straight fly mode, aerobatic mode if you want to call it that. And there you can see the channel 5 switch again. It's a 3-position switch, 0, 1, and 2 again. 0 is extremely stabilized, limits the inputs from the operator to an envelope that's not radical or jerking the thing around back and forth. It won't let you do it. Position 1 is still stabilized and does let you move the control surfaces about twice as far. Position number 2 is completely free mode. You can get yourself in big trouble. Now, in position 2, if you were to get into a spin, when you let go of that right joystick and it goes center, spin's just going to continue. It's not going to stop. It's not going to be self-leveling, straight and level flight. That only happens when the mode switches in position 0 and 1. So if you're in position 3, you go for a loop, you run out of steam at the top of the loop, you fall into a tailspin, which is usually what happens when that maneuver fails. And you're in a tailspin heading for the ground. You can auto recover from free flight mode position 2 by letting the stick center and flipping the mode switch channel 5 back to position 0 or 1. When you flip that back into 0 or 1, suddenly the thing will right itself and go into straight and level flight in some direction. You figure out what direction that is, turn it around, bring it back towards you, whatever you need to do. But be aware, just letting go of the right joystick for easy recovery mode, straight and level flight, and position number 2, full performance position, does not function. That only functions in mode 0 and 1, not in mode 3. So let the stick go. Just flip the switch all the way back, go to 0. No sense in trying to hit 1, missing everything on it, flipping it around, not getting it out of 0. Just go ahead and throw it all the way back. Forget it. That's just right joystick center. You're in straight and level flight now. It could be more simple. So there it is, hanging in the ceiling with the other one. See, it just mixed right in. Nobody in the house is going to notice there's a new airplane. It only took an hour to build, so I was able to get to the store, purchase it, put it together, figure it all out, charge it all up, test it all out except for flight, and get it hung in the ceiling along with the others. And Pam comes down here. She hit her head on it. She'll never know it's hanging there. So there it is, hiding among the others now. So there's 3 airplanes in the overhead and 3 verticals and 1 rover, ground rover, hanging in the overhead right now. Going to be a nice small little airplane for having fun flights at the park, so I don't have to worry about the larger one crashing. The larger one I'll use at the larger fields. This one I can use at the park that's just a few miles from here, so that's why I was getting it. Gonna have some fun flying it, and then when I can, I'll go to Tom Brown's property, Sandy Mush, out to the racetrack in near Sandy Mush, Leicester, where a friend of mine has a track. Hopefully I'll be showing you some videos from that track again soon. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good one.